In Project 12-1, we are going to learn how to insert a chart from data. So first, make sure you have Lesson 12 workbook downloaded from Canvas and that you are on the first worksheet. We've got a little bit of data here from an airline. So we've got, this is a monthly time analysis. This is where they spend all their time in a month at this airline. So we are going to analyze it a little bit, and one way to see the data really well is to make a chart out of the data. And we need to know what to select, so specific things to make the chart correctly so that we can see it well. First thing, it's asking for a total, so let's put a total there in the Home tab, Auto Sum, press Enter, and it gives us a total of our hours that we spent doing certain things. Now, when we make a chart, we need to select just the items that Excel needs to make the chart, and if we select the wrong things, the chart doesn't come out as well. So select A3 through B8. Now this is the data. It doesn't include the title or the subtitle or the total. Usually when we make a chart, we don't include the total because that skews the data. I'll show that in just a minute. So when it's selected, come up to the Insert tab, and there's lots of, in the Charts section, lots of different charts we could add. A pie chart is a very basic one. Let's do that first. And let's add the 3D pie chart. So there it is. It's got the data and it represents it in visual. It's a visual representation of the data. We can see it really easily where we spend our time the most. And right away it's this big section right here. So let's change the look of it to make it a little easier to see and understand the data. We get these chart tools when we first create a chart, or if we're clicked on it. Let's go to the quick layout right here in the Design tab. And there's different layouts. It displays the data differently depending on how you want to see it or present it. Let's do layout 4, and this puts all the information right on that pie chart. So we can see how many hours we spent here and what the most time spent was, where it was spent. Now, back to the totals. The reason we don't include totals, if I change this data range to include the totals, it skews it because the total is the same amount as the rest, all the other numbers combined, right? That's what a total is. And so it's always going to be half of the whole pie. So anytime you insert a chart and one of the sections of the pie or columns or bars is half of everything else, or well, yeah, if you get a pie chart and there's something that's exactly half, there's probably something wrong. It's a good indicator that you've selected the wrong data. There's a chance that one thing is half of everything else, but usually that means you got the total. So let's make sure we don't have that and that our data is not skewed in any way. Now we're going to move this chart to another sheet, its own sheet. So right here, move chart, and let's give it a name. Let's call it time pie. Click OK, and it opens up its own sheet called time pie. And it's got all the information right on there. This plus right here, we can add elements to the chart. So click that, and let's add a chart title. It puts it right there, and let's change that title to monthly time analysis. And there it is. Pie chart with information. It's easy to see the data. And that's all we'll do for this one. Just make sure you save it and move on to the next.